I thought some of you might be interested to see one of my games and hear the thoughts of why I played certain moves when I did. So here it is. This is a game that I played against a one-don on KGS a little while back. I am white and there is no Komi. So, here we go. Okay, so we start off so far normal. Black does a cross Fuseki. He could do a normal Fuseki, something like this maybe. But he wanted to be more aggressive, so he played this in hopes to get an approach against my corner with support, and that way I can't have two stones working together on the same side of the board. And this strategy is just as fine as this one. I mean, both are played. This one just is a more aggressive type of strategy and will lead to more fights. So I respond with also an aggressive type of move, I guess. I could play this in order to approach his corner, and the reason I would play this one is because later, uh, when I approach his corner, we play out a normal joseki, and that'll be a pass move. I can make the shimari, and the shimari, which for those of you who don't know, is a corner inclusion for the komaku or 3-4 point. Oh, voice is dry. And the shimari wants to extend in this direction to make it kind of like I guess a cup shape or a bowl shape. I believe I have another video on this that explains the direction the shimari wants to extend, so I won't go over that in too much detail. But I took this move so that way I can make it a little bit faster, and if black does approach this, I can do this. If black tries to go here, I can do that. And then we have an opening. And I won't go into the details of why I approached two spaces away. Um, it's just if I do this two-space Spencer, usually the variations are bad for white, or difficult to deal with, I guess, and this is just simple and easier. And it also works from the cornerstone over here, and then black can approach, which he can do that, and I guess I could two-space here, so he might just do that, but of course I won't oblige, and then it might proceed like this, but this is a totally different game. Point being, if he does that, I still have this option, or I can also choose this idea. And if he tries to take the corner, I can do this and go for a center kind of strategy. And then later in the game, for example, let's say we play a passing move. I can play something like this to build, or I can extend, and now I have a good bit of power in the center, and if black tries to come up, I can just deal with it. And those two stones are kind of heavy. But point being, I have plenty of variations to deal with the opening. But black decides to come in immediately, which is completely fine. And so here my idea is to see what joseki black plays before I decide my joseki in the corner over here. So say for example I do this and play out this joseki. This move, okay, I'm not 100% on the variations after this move, so I haven't studied them thoroughly enough, but let's just play out a quick variation. Alright, this is probably incorrect, but I don't know this move well enough to show you the right variation. I just know it's the next move, or one of them. This is also a move. Alright, let's just do this. This is simple and easy. Alright, let's say I try to get thickness here and approach a corner like this. Now black has the option of pincering me and destroying the use or the effectiveness of this wall. So my idea is here, if black pincers, I will play a variation to get sente, like maybe something like this. Or I might do that. And then I suppose I could do this and try to attack the stone, but the idea was if I can get sente in this corner after he does this, I can just simply take points in this corner instead, and then attack the stone. Like, I can create a settled group instead of trying to get thickness with no points. I can just take half the corner and split the corner with black and just get points instead. And if, for example, black does this variation, then I will go back and do this. And now all of my stones are working together. And of course, this joseki I still need to study up on. I'm not as familiar as I should be with it. Uh, I am sorry if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse. I just helped a friend campaign today, and I must have asked over 200 people around campus to vote for him to be this SGA secretary, which stands for like the Student Government Association secretary. And I was helping him campaign for like 4 hours today, so my voice is like really bad right now. So I hope that's not too big of a deal. I'm sorry, I sound like crap. Alright, so in this game I choose this joseki. And black does this attachment. Um, the attachment idea here is he's wanting to avoid this variation because it hurts this black stone right here. Uh, so if we look at the bottom of the board right now, black has a 2-space extension this way and a 2-space extension this way. So this black stone right here is completely fine because he has Mii to make a good 2-space extension base. Mii means if I take one, he will play the other. But if he plays this joseki, I've already taken one, and if he tries to play this, I can push this corner, and I'm starting to develop a good influence on this side of the board. And this move is Sentei to kill the corner if he doesn't respond. And then I can just come back and jump out or just make life. So he wants to do this, but then I will attack the stone, and I will get a good 2-space extension from this stone. And this group's fine. It's out and into the center, so it's fine. Now this group has to run, and then I can come back, still take the points, and maybe even get a good attack on this group later. Or something like that. I don't know. But the point is, he doesn't want me to have such an easy time. So he played, or he didn't want to give me this move and this connection against a stone so easily. So he plays this move. This move, there's a good few variations, and again, I don't know all of them. I just know a basic few. So, Ihane, he connects. He could play this tiger's mouth, but these cuts don't work as well as they should. Or as well as he would like them to, I guess. What's a variation here? I think it was this. And nope, 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 nope. This. Black can only has one eye in the corner if I play first. But I'll keep pushing this group on the outside until I have enough liberties. And then I can just do that. You know, I may be mistaken. I may be mistaken about this. I know I can do this, but whether or not it's good for white is questionable. I may also be able to, if he does this, I may also be able to just do this. Yeah, because if he does this, Atari, there, kill. Again, I don't know these variations. I know that some moves are a joseki, and I might not know the joseki, and from there I just read out what the best move is. So I'm not like I don't know all the josekis. I usually just trust my reading for it, and I probably should study josekis more. But yeah, being a college student and all, it's kind of hard to get time to do that. I'm happy to just be able to play games. Then I guess I could go here, and this black group should be dead. Yeah. All right, so because of this, whoops, because of this double Hane, this is bad for black. I'm assuming if someone like else knows the variations, I guess I could do this, but is the ladder good for me? Yep, it's good for me. So he would have to run with that, and I kill these. Okay. Um. So yeah. I guess you can't play this unless the ladder is good for you. That's what I'm going with. I might be incorrect, and if so, then someone else can correct me on it. But that's pretty much why I'm assuming black played this move. White connects. Okay, so here, as I showed you before, if I do this, it hurts the stone. But now there's a slight difference. Now black already has the extension over here. And while it's true white did get some thickness, black already has a decent sized corner. So now he'll be fine with just taking this move. I'm wanting to try to prevent that, so I play out of any joseki that I know and play the Hane, which this might be a mistake. Probably is, actually. But wanted to be inventive and try to get erasation out of this. So my idea is to try and get this connection and this thickness and sente to force him to kill this stone. And so that way this stone does not get his perfect two-space extension. That's the idea anyway. My variation might be a mistake because uh, while I do get the first move on this side of the board, for example, I could get this. This weakness in white's shape is very bad, and I was really, really regretting leaving this weakness behind. It was behind for the longest time. Um, so I can't say that this variation in this corner locally is very good for black. But if I can make up for it over here, then it's okay, which I don't think I do. Also, this black move is a mistake. If he just goes this way, I cannot afford to play this move. I have to just do this, and then he can connect under. So this black move just gave me an additional stone for no good reason. And no, this was not the game. I played this move. I think I'm just testing the waters here. This is like last week sometime, so yeah, testing the waters here. Build some thickness, take the base, he jumps up. This move is to help my shape a bit, and also, yeah, just basically help my shape a bit while forcing black to connect. Just a sente move to get good shape. And I jump up to attack the black stones now. He runs, I push a little bit more, and I'm developing this side of the board, trying to push him into these white stones now. And I decide that the attack's no good anymore. Black has plenty of moves to get strength over here now, and it can just jump out. So it's really hard to continue the attack on these black stones. So I just take the big influence and ask him to dive in so I can attack and gain profit now, which he does. I push, and I take the top side. Black plays this. I build the top side, and black could Hane here and do this variation, but see how white's thicker now than if he just does this. So this is fine. So now I'll come back to attack this group while also getting stones to get ready for an invasion on this side. This stone prepares, also tries to create good framework over here, and also helps me keep this black group weak from afar. And black goes to cut off these two stones, which he's going to have a difficult time doing because I have so many variations, or sabaki variations. Sabaki means to play loosely and be willing to give up part of your group, like I'm giving up this one stone right now, in order to stay connected. And now he can't cut me off. And I start going in. Black pushes here, and I'm forced to make an empty triangle. Usually the empty triangle is ugly shape because it has bad liberties, but in this case, it's pretty much the only move. Black goes in. This is a pretty well timed move. I suppose I could try and just do this, force him to live on top, but the problem is this black group will be really hard because right now I'm kind of dedicating myself to attacking this black group and either killing it or gaining profit. And considering I'm sacrificing the top, which is a lot of profit in itself, in order to attack this black group, I'm not going to gain enough unless I kill it, and it's really hard to kill this black group. So I just take some points, and I'm willing to deal with an attack on these two stones, because all of this is connected, so it's all fine. All I have to do is worry about these two stones, so I'm going to just do that. Take some immediate points, and now I'll go to live. Make it shape. This started getting difficult, because he starts pushing me really good here. But see all these cutting points and liberties? I am keeping track of all the Ataris on both sides to get forcing moves like here and here. So we are both keeping track of the liberties, and he plays this move. And this is where I start taking advantage of his weakness and liberties. So he's forced to do this, because if he blocks like this, I can Atari there and kill those 3 stones, and it's a big loss for his right side. So this move's helping me build shape while also really making black feel like he hates his position, because if you look at this shape is just absolutely terribly ugly. And I connect here. He responds. If he doesn't respond and tries to play a big move, let's just assume he plays a big move. And I can go right here, force this there, and he lives in the corner with 2 points, and this whole side right here is destroyed. So he plays this move because he just letting me have that so easily is really just painful to the eyes. And I start going to build my center now. And this move threatens to cut him off right here. For example, here. These stones on top are now dying. And I continue to build. While I'm doing this, I already had checked the connection issues in here to see if black could cut me off or not. All right, let's say black tries to cut me off like this. I've already checked all the threats on the cuts for any of the shapes. And right now, black cannot cut me off. And even if he does this, that's 2 eyes right there, so the cut becomes pointless if he does that. So I have Miai to kill either A to connect or B. So, and even if he does this move that I misclicked, same difference. Just go here. Or I can do this. So I had already checked all the possible cuts in here, and he cannot cut me off. So I built a very large center right here, and after this point, I think that I have a comfortable lead, a good lead, and as long as I play a decent josei or endgame, I feel as if I'm going to win this game. I'm pretty confident I'm going to win after I get this center right here. And that's why it's important to count the score, and I've posted another video of how to count the score in the middle of the game. It's good to practice that so that way you can get it down well enough so that way you can be pretty confident in your assessment. And this is important, and that's important because right now I can count the board and say that since I have a comfortable lead, that I don't have to worry about too much, and that the way I played was efficient enough to just win the game. It's not. Oh, this is a good. Yeah, he plays a good a few moves here to reduce. Crap, I forgot what I was just about to say. Uh, but yeah, it's not game over yet. Black still has a chance if he plays a really, really good Yosei, but right now White's definitely leading. And I play a good few moves. All right, this move is highly important. I was wondering what I was gonna do if Black did this. I mean, I have some variations prepared in my mind, but it can get pretty questionable uh, on what he might try to pull out of here. There's a lot of Aji or weakness in this area, and that's why I really hated this corner for the longest time, because there's just so much weakness, and I really hated having to worry about that the entire game. I don't think there's anything, but the problem is I have to keep re-looking at it as the board changes and as the positions change, and the fact that I had to keep looking at it makes the shape not worthwhile and not worth playing. And while I did gain a good bit, uh, maybe the profit was worth it, but I'm sure there's a better move that I just didn't see. That's why I don't like the shape at all. So continuing with the game, I just play a move, fix all of my shape, and this is one of the big moves. Here I really push his position really tiny. All right, so here, life and death. Uh, the variation here, the best variation is here, 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 and if Black tries to make two eyes, there's this Tsuji. He cannot connect, so he has to take, and one eye. So his best variation is to connect this stone and make a Seki. And for those of you who don't know what a Seki is, it means mutual life. These three stones are alive, and Black is alive. And the reason these three stones are alive is because if Black tries to capture, it's three in a row, and the entire Black group dies. Black will not try to capture these three stones and get his entire group killed. Likewise, if give me a white move. Likewise, if White tries to kill Black by playing inside, let's say assume all the outside liberties are filled. White tries to play inside, Black takes. White tries to take the two eyes, Black lives. Plays the other one, Black lives. So if White plays at all, Black will live with two eyes, and if Black plays at all, White dies, or Black dies. So this variation right here is a Seki. Now, it's important to note that I did not play it immediately. I played elsewhere because this Seki ends in Gote for White, and Black will get the first in-game move. And the value of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to make that I can take away in Gote. Granted, 5 points is a lot of points in the in-game, and it's not small, and it's definitely worth noticing. But the problem is this move and a good few other moves are bigger at the moment, so it's important to figure out when the best time to play this is. It's also good to have in your head to know that that variation exists, and you'll see why later on, because I do get around to playing that. But I think that this move is bigger in my head, so I play this. And of course, there's a lot of Sentai moves. So I could block this, but then Black gets this, and I don't like giving him all the big moves. So I'll take some few moves, and I can just respond like this. Black responds, I get Sentai, and start taking away his area. Yeah, so after I fix this connection, I have to connect. But this peep was important, so that way Black can't just take this entire area. For example, if I just connect and threaten the peep, he can do this, take a good 7 or 8 points on the side. So this move is good to make sure he doesn't get the whole side. And I should have played, well, I don't know. Yeah, I should have played up here first. It's bigger. Black plays a good Yosei, but I've already expected it and have a variation down. Finally get to that move. Take. And then this was big, I believe, but Black let me get the follow-up here, right here. Black let me get this too easily. Because I get to reduce this in Sente, and here Black makes a colossal mistake. He has to connect or his whole group dies. No, 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It does not die. But, okay, I'll show you in a second. So he takes, and I get to take this stone and reduce, let's see, how many points was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. Say Black. Black responds. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, maybe 6, because that's Gote. So yeah, 6 points. And if he doesn't respond, it's 1 point. So it was a 5-point reduction, or yeah, a 5-point reduction in Sente. That's unbearable, and that's just unbearable. And I still get to go back and fix this. He got 2 points over here, and that was not worth the 5-point in Sente reduction. And I think some of you may be wondering about this one capture zone. Yeah, it does affect the score. So maybe it was 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was still 5 points because he got a point here, and that one stone made up for the point that he got there. So 1 point went to white, 1 point went to black, and 5 points. And I still get to go back and fix my shapes. So, and here with this move, I'm already looking at going to do this now because all the big moves that were bigger than this have already passed, except for one up here. So when I play this move, I'm already looking at going over here, but this is pretty big in itself. And had Black thought about it, he probably should have gone here instead of protecting the stone. This is too slow. I figured Black would respawn, but I shouldn't have gave him the option of fixing his shape over there, because I can get 5 points, or I can take away 5 points that he could possibly have over here, or I could let him have those 5 points and only take 3 points over here. It's really hard. The Yosei, how to judge the Yosei can get really difficult, and there's a lot of mathematics in it. And of course, like I said, that was Sente, and now I go back to this move. So this move has to be well timed. If you time it really well, this move is like just game deciding because it's just so many points, and at this stage in the game, and I feel as if I timed this move very effectively. I play a good Yos, and he plays a good reduction, and I fix here. So if I don't fix here, let's say I try to go play a move like this. Atari here, he goes there. I'm forced to connect, then he can do this and reduce those points, and pretty much semi-Sente, I guess. And if I try to cut off the stone, I die. So I figure instead of just connecting, I can take away his little reduction here while also fixing the liberty problems. It's kind of a nitpick kind of thing. I guess it's only like 2 points, but I think it was a good thought to just defend myself in the most valuable way. And we continue with Yosei. And this was so at this point I've won the game because I have more points than he does. Even if we finish the game, White has more points. But this, I'm thinking he misread this extension right here, and it was just too big to let happen. So and also I can ignore this Atari now because this group up here now has 2 eyes, one right here, and this group down here is also alive. So I don't need to worry about it getting cut off anymore. And so I immediately extend. This is the game. I peep this side. Hane right here. He plays this, and I throw in to lower Liberty. Now this becomes Self-Atari. And even if he takes, this is still Self-Atari for black to try and do this, and this is Self-Atari. So I just made a Seki and took away, how many points should he have had? If he takes, he has 1, then 1 for the captured, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And um, and after that, I take it. It is actually black doesn't have to play because this stone's still going to be considered dead according to the rules. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1 stone against me, so it's a point against me, so it counts as 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Black now has, and white gained 1 point. So the difference in the scale of points is black has 3 points in this corner um, compared to the 15 points that he had. So it was a 12-point Seki in Gote for me to take this away. It was very, very bad for him. And some of you may question why this is a point and why this is a point. According to the official AGA rules or the American Go Association rules, when you're done, you take away all the dead stones off the board. So this is a Seki. These are not dead. This stone right here is dead because black can capture it, but it would waste the move to capture it and take away his own point to try and capture it, so we just consider this dead. We all know this. So this is territory, this is territory, or this is a dead stone, these are not dead stones. After that, whatever is left surrounded by a single color of stones is considered points. So this point right here is considered a point. There are judges who might disagree with this just because normally Sekis are not anybody's points, but I have looked up the official rules for the AGA, and according to the official rules, those are the exact guidelines with how you score the game. So this, according to those rules, this is a point, and these are points. I thought that was interesting though because something like this came up in a tournament game and it was ruled against me. So I looked up the rules for that situation and turns out I was right that this is a point because according to the rules, stones that can be captured are dead stones and they are taken off, and whatever is left surrounded by a single color is considered points. So he takes here, and here he just counted the game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Um, we still kept going, but after this Seki right here, I am so far ahead that I just want him to know that he has no chance of winning this game anymore. So I actually played a passing move to make him to show him that it didn't matter if he got another move in Yosei, that I was going to win no matter what, and it forced him to look at the balance of points. Some might consider this rude, but I kind of wanted him to actually stop and look at the board for a second, and he effectively did that, and he resigned after this. Of course, I still said thanks for the game, and you always do that. It's very polite, and it's just a good respectful thing to do is to always say have a good game or something of that nature at the beginning of the game, and to always thank your opponent for the game whether you win or lose. I find that very um, very unique about Go because no matter how much the players may hate each other, they pretty much always say that unless they're in a very, very bad mood. And it's just a good Go or how do you say that word? Etiquette or whatever. Etique. I'm not sure how to say that. Etic, I think. Just good go manners, basically, to always say thanks for the game. So even if you pass and try to get your opponent to resign, even if you're aggravated with them, you still say thank you for the game at the end to say that you appreciate them taking the time to play you and stuff like that. But yeah, this game I've completely won. Black has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 points. And I have more than 25 points with just this corner from this little black stone that's floating right here over to over here is more than 25 points. So I have all of this, and some few points over there. And that's just, your opponent should, as soon as you get that far ahead, it is respectful to resign because there's just no way you could possibly win. So I don't think passing was too rude. It was more of trying to get him to actually look at the board and say that, yeah, I've won. I mean, it's not some small 10-point difference. It's a good 30-point difference. And I kind of wanted him to realize that. So I did pass a move. He looked at the board and resigned. We both said thanks for the game. And I thought this was a really good game to show you guys just because I felt that um, it stuck to the basics pretty well. I didn't try to do anything like too fancy. I stuck to basic strategies, basic guidelines, and didn't really play anything really, really terrible except for maybe this move, which I still kind of question what I could have done here. Because after this, or whoops, after this, it's really hard to find a good variation for white, so I really wanted to think of something outside of the box to try and get a good situation down here. But other than that, I think it was a pretty solid game for white, and I thought you guys might like to see it, so there it is. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Hope that was interesting for you, and I will try to get back to you with another video within the next week or two. See you next time. Bye-bye.